Hey, what's up, guys? It's Trent, and this is a review on Assassin's Creed 3. Overall, I gotta say, I really enjoyed the game. I thought it was really fun. But that being said, there are some issues. Um, the backstory is really complicated, and they do a good job in the intro explaining all of it. As you can see here, they kind of review the backstory of all Assassin's Creed 3 and even some fun stuff that we didn't know about, like Desmond getting drunk in a bar and falling into a Templar trap. But the game itself, I thought they didn't really do that great of a job explaining everything that someone new to the series might need to know. As an experienced Assassin's Creed 3 player, or Assassin's Creed 3, Assassin's Creed player, I've been through all the games except for the stupid little side console like Nintendo DS and whatever those stupid ones. But yeah, all the main games I've played. But yeah, they didn't really do it for me on this one. I still enjoyed playing the game, but they kind of dropped the ball. I feel like they might have rushed it. They might have said, "Oh shit, we need to get a game out this year before all these crazy first-person shooters come out and give players something to do." And they provided me with some entertainment. It's just they seem to aim too big instead of doing what they normally do. For instance, like the gameplay on this, it took me 11 hours plus to just beat the game. That's not counting all the side missions and stuff. I didn't do any of that crap. I just played straight through 11, I think it was 11 hours, 22 minutes. Yeah, something like that. The whole game is based off this thing that the world's gonna end, like a lot of the crazy people think, on December 21st, 2012. And that's like one of their big secrets, and it's time to find out. But, and it's up to Desmond, yeah. So, of course, he goes back in and he finds this new ancestor. And the backstory on this is crazy. In fact, you don't even get to the main character until over 2 hours into the game. Into that, it's all backstory. You're technically the, Here, spoiler, you're technically the player's dad. And here's some of the gameplay. Like, I gotta say, this is probably the best athlete in all the games. He climbs the easiest, but the tutorial on the climbing is really short, but it doesn't really need to be that long. They kind of simplified the system in this game, so you don't need to you don't need to jump to reach the thing. He just does it for you, which I like. I mean, although he did feel a little more involved in the other climbing games, but they did a good job in this. I think is easiest for people to use. But yeah, there's really not that much stuff to climb. Something they did do that I really liked was that you don't have to do this all the time. You don't have to go up to the viewpoint and synchronize all the time. Just by running on rooftops, it updates your map. So whenever you're running around, feel free to jump through rooftops. All you're doing is updating your personal map. Not that there's a whole lot on it, because there's no. They kind of drop the ball on the info on the map too. It's hard to find stores and other things like that. You have to actually go purchase maps for that stuff. It's kind of crazy, and it's hard to find the stores to purchase that. What you're seeing now is another thing you're going to be doing for pretty much the whole beginning of the game. You're going to be sneaking around, and you don't really have to sneak that whole much, because sometimes the AI is really smart, and there's times like this where I'm literally walking behind the guy that's supposed to be catching me, and I'm going to walk not even 10 feet from him and free these prisoners. And it's like, hey, I just punched out a lock in the middle of a camp that I'm not supposed to be in. Yeah, go run free, guys. And then there's this. This is the main character in the game. I skipped ahead from all that bullshit because it's bullshit. So I skipped ahead here, and you're going to be doing a whole lot of this in the game. You're going to be running around because there are like quick points where you can go to certain places, but a lot of the times the map just leads you into what's called the frontier, like the unexplored territory, and you just have to fight your way out. And you're gonna run around. You're gonna kill a lot of animals. I got bored with that stuff, so I I showed you guys some of the fight scenes. The fight gameplay in this game I thought they did really well. It took you a while to get used to it, but once you did, it was really easy. It was almost back to the first Assassin's Creed where you just kind of countered everything, but it was still true to like Assassin's Creed 2 and like Brotherhood, where certain enemies you had to do certain things. Something I didn't like was that you could pretty much use the same weapons all game. It never forced you to upgrade. So like as the game went on, your enemies didn't get stronger. Like in the other Assassin's Creeds, you couldn't get away with using the same weapons used in the beginning of the game because they just weren't going to kill quick enough. You were going to end up dying. Here, I can take on a whole army if I want, and sometimes I do. It's fun. I like to walk around and get in fights, like I'm doing here. And as you can see, a lot of the cutscenes are pretty badass. They did a really good job on that. But it takes you 30 minutes to run through the frontier to get to a fight scene. So people like me, I just hang out in the city and get in fights. I keep my, yeah, I keep my like, you know, recognition up. I never really tear down any posters, and I just own fools. Sorry, that was a badass move. Anyway, anyway, all that being said, it's a fun game. If you like Assassin's Creed, you're gonna like this game. That's just how it is. If you're new to the series, it might not be a great game for you. I think if you're gonna start Assassin's Creed, you don't necessarily have to start with the first one, because it did do the whole series, but to me, probably the second game is the best one. It was the one they put the most effort into, it felt like, for me. The first one is like, okay, we're trying a new series. The second one was like, okay, we have a series, let's do it right. This one, it almost feels like they just needed to get a game out, and I'm hoping they fix it with downloadable content and some patching, because there are little glitches every now and then. But, yeah, I mean, for the most part, like, the gameplay is really clean. It's just the extra stuff they need to fix. Like, the map is not very user-friendly. It's hard to find a lot of stuff in the game. The tutorials are kind of... They don't really do their job. You're gonna need a lot more help. And, yeah. I mean, that's what I like about the game. I like running around and killing people, that's what I do. But, in this game, you're gonna do a lot of eavesdrop missions, especially in the beginning, and no one wants that bullshit. I don't understand why, if I get caught, the game desynchronizes, and, okay, I get that that's not how his ancestor did it, and, you know, you have to follow true, but that's bullshit, because you're not doing everything exactly the way your ancestor did it. If I want to kill people, and I still get my information, I should be allowed to do that. If I get caught and I silence the guy before he can raise an alarm, I think that's okay. But, you know, a guy sees me and it's like, oh, desynchronized. I think that's stupid. And it takes a lot of time. A couple of the eavesdrop missions, it took me like, I had to play like 6 times to get through. Because they are hard. There's not always buildings you can run around on. But yeah, I think for the most part, most of you guys will have fun with this game. If you don't, I'm sorry, you know, take it back, sell it on eBay, do something. But you should have a good time. So yeah, I mean, if you like this, leave a review. If you didn't, I don't really care. I had fun doing it. Anyway, I'll catch you guys later.